Hi, I'm Georgia Jean, and welcome to our next module of the Circle Evolution Intention Portal. First of all, really quickly, I just want to thank all the people who've been emailing me and telling me how much they're loving this and giving me feedback and helping me with some technical stuff, and all the people who are putting those intentions in the portal. It's really fantastic. I go through, I read them, I see what do people, want to know about? What are people focusing on? That kind of stuff. So it's really great. The week between Christmas and New Year's Eve, I've got some great stuff planned and some extra stuff going on. I'm going to tell you about that in a little bit. But let's get into our topic, which I thought was perfect as we're coming up to the holidays. And that is family. Because let's face it, you can't pick them. And well, you do pick them, before you're born. But once you're in this life, family is family. And as much as you love them, I love my family, they can be what I call a real pew pew trigger fest. And if you're not spending time with your family, it may just be that this time of year brings up a lot of stuff around family because it's just sort of really embedded in our DNA, basically. And so family really can hit that stuff that I was talking about it back in our very first email, which was the seed point memory stuff. And I'm just going to run it over real quickly in case you missed that one. But it's basically that we have these moments in time and they have an impact. And around those moments, there's a belief structures can be created, one or many. And then usually there is an emotion reservoir, which could be undigested emotion from that experience, just sort of emotional energy that's there. And then we have the control mechanisms that are there to keep that sort of seed point memory module in place. So that could be all kinds of behavioral stuff that's about controlling those feelings, anything from being a workaholic, exercising can be one of the things that you've developed, drinking, being controlling, all those kinds of things like that. I mean, exercise is obviously a pretty positive thing, but when people are like, oh, I got to exercise all the time, they could be using that to control some of this stuff. And you get that build up of these memories, and it just sort of gets in all the layers of your mind, conscious, unconscious, primitive mind, and the body, and the nervous system, and the energy field. And it's just sort of there in stasis until something comes along to trigger it, which could be one of your family members saying something or doing something. And that just kind of activates this old paradigm, because regardless of what their intention was when they were saying or doing it, the vibration of it or the feeling of it can just start activating this memory. And when these emotion reservoirs start moving, the control mechanisms start breaking down and they stop being as effective, and the system sort of goes into crisis. And this is a lot what Eckhart Tolle was talking about with the idea of the pain body. This is like the pain body getting activated, but that's the real breakdown of it. So there you are at Christmas lunch and somebody does something, or whatever holiday you celebrate, and it's just, and you can feel it, pyong pyong, the trigger fest starts to happen. So what's a really good thing you can do? I mean, all of this stuff really is kind of like the ego stuff getting activated. And so one of the most powerful things you can do is to step into the witness mode of it and start observing the characters. Like you're a character, the other person is a character, and as much as you can, just start observing. Observe what's going on in you. Maybe you're getting like the face flames, as I call it, or the chin quivers. And you're like, oh, I've got to say something. The chin's quivering, face flames, or this, or the tension, or maybe you just shut down. Everybody has their different ways of kind of experiencing a triggering like that. So really get into observation of how you're reacting and get out of the blaming, the you versus me energy, which is all the ego stuff going on, the splitting stuff, and the polarity conscious, you're doing this to me, blah, 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 because you can't control what they're going to do. So it's much better to go into observation of yourself, because this is where you can actually turn this trigger fest into an opportunity to liberate the energy from those frozen states. Because in a way, sometimes getting triggered is really good, because it's like it brings into your awareness, oh yeah, I got all this anger, or I've got all this sadness, or I feel really disconnected, all that kind of stuff. So go into observation. It's like, okay, I'm feeling this, I'm reacting in this way, and observe them. Maybe the other person has also got into some kind of trigger fest. Maybe somebody said something to them in the kitchen and they've come out and they're all in that sort of trigger fest robot mode, where the reactions start coming from that unconscious place, and then they say something to you, and then you're and the chain of pain starts happening. Then you take it out on the next younger sibling or whatever it is. So this is a really, really powerful tool to use. If you can go into observation, start feeling the energy as it's rising, or feeling the way you're controlling it, and just start feeling it as energy and go, okay, this is my energy that's coming up. Okay, maybe it feels like anger, maybe I feel sad, but it's actually just energy. Oh, this is my energy. And start to integrate it. I love and accept the part of me that's feeling really angry right now. Because if you can love and accept in yourself and integrate in yourself, you don't need that person to change their behavior in order for you to feel better. Now, that's not to say you can't have conversations about this stuff, but your communication is going to be so much better about this stuff if you've actually gone into some sort of observation of your reactions, and you've brought it into some kind of mindfulness and some compassion maybe for how the other person is triggering. Then you're going to move out of that real like, pow, pow, you versus me kind of stuff. So try it. You're not going to be perfect at it the first time, of course not. But why don't you use this opportunity to start working with energy in a different way and working with your emotions in a different way? A lot of really amazing stuff can happen. Really amazing stuff can happen. So that is my tip. And now along these lines, what I wanted to let you know is that I've actually decided to open up the conference calls back to the general public for that last week between Christmas and New Year's, because I'm going to be doing some really great modules during that time, which are going to be really about activating this stuff, bringing it up, and getting ready to like let go of all this junk of 2011 and reshape, reorganize, reconfigure that energy so you're really in alignment with your goals. And it's going to be very powerful, very specific, very direct stuff. And I've decided to add additional conference calls as well. I'm not sure about all the logistics now. I know we've got people all over the world doing this, so I'm trying to figure out times that everybody can get involved in some way. So please stay tuned, because the work we do in those conference calls is really about activating and dissolving this kind of stuff. And when I say dissolve, again, I mean you're dissolving the forms, but you're freeing the energy. You're freeing the energy from all this kind of ego stuff and realigning it into what you want, which might look like something like this. Or maybe it's this. Or maybe it's an Oscar. Oh my God. There we go. There's my Oscar. Or somebody's Oscar. Whatever you want. You are powerful creators. You can take that energy, it's energetic alchemy, and take it from those old forms and convert it into a new alignment. So please stay tuned. Of the emails coming up, there's going to be more information about how I'm opening up that program. And in the meanwhile, just keep focusing your intentions. Really, the more you put into this, the more you're going to get out of it. I'm doing the energy meditations on Mondays and Wednesdays regardless, so you can meditate at those times, bring your intentions in, and the stuff I'm going to be giving you in the last week is going to be so awesome. I can't wait. So enjoy, and I'll see you in the next module.